While most of us were talking about Sheldon Creed and Austin Hill following the NASCAR Xfinity Series race at Martinsville, there was also drama brewing between Joe Gibbs Racing teammate Sammy Smith and John Hunter Nemecheck. John Hunter Nemecheck has actually responded to comments that Sammy Smith made following the race and said that he actually did try and reach out to Sammy Smith. But before we get to his comments, let's kind of go over and look at what happened at the end of the Martinsville race, and then we'll get into Sammy Smith's comments, and then we'll get into what John Hunter Nemecheck had to say. So here is the end of the race, starting at the beginning of NASCAR overtime here.
Outside.
You can see Sammy Smith is right there on the inside in that red number 18 car. He is starting behind his teammate, John Hunter Nemecheck, who's in the blue and white number 20, who is behind Austin Hill in the number 21 on the front row. Sheldon Creed, obviously, in the white number 2. Justin Allgaier in the blue and yellow number 7. So here they are coming to the green flag. Green flag is in the air. Nemecheck goes all the way down to the bottom. I'm not really sure what he's doing there. It looked like Sammy Smith wanted to go above him. Wasn't really sure. Then he kind of moves John Hunter out of the way. Hunter does try and kind of squeeze him down, and then he gets up to the top. Sammy Smith has to recover after being squeezed down, and then he's running side by side with Cole Custer. He's back there in 5th. Allgaier and John Hunter hit the wall. Really slows down John Hunter. Sammy's able to get beside of him. He's pushing Justin Allgaier through the corner. He's up to 4th now. I think he's passed. He's racing for 4th. He's still in 5th. He's right beside John Hunter now. And then, obviously, all hell breaks loose, and Sammy Smith eventually ends up finishing 3rd behind Allgaier, Sheldon Creed, and he finishes 3rd. So after the race, though, he was not happy with John Hunter Nemecheck. This is what he told... This is what he said here. Let's take a listen.
On the radio with teammate John Hunter, he had already clinched a spot. Walk me through the closing laps and what you felt like he should have done to help you.
Yeah, I mean, they kind of knew. They were telling me he wasn't going to make any enemies, and I asked him to choose the top if he wasn't going to do that, and I had a good run on him, and then he went to go block me next week, down to the bottom. So, he didn't want to make any enemies, but I'm very frustrated right now, and he definitely made one. So I'm not going to let that one go.
So I think what he has to be talking about there is when John Hunter Nemecheck went all the way down to the bottom, really got slowed up. Sammy Smith kind of was going to go around him on the outside, then chose to go behind him, and then got underneath of him. And then he's saying that John Hunter Nemecheck blocked him when he came down. I think that's what he's referring to there. That just looked like hard racing. I guess you would expect maybe your teammate who's already locked in to kind of let you go and give you an opportunity to kind of maybe race for it. But that maybe is why he's a little bit frustrated. But I don't know. That doesn't seem like something you would be like, oh, this guy's my enemy now. He also seems to be taking issue with the fact that he chose the bottom instead of the top in the choose cone. So then he ended up having to start behind him. But let's continue.
We'll see how it goes.
So does this carry over to Phoenix for you?
I wouldn't carry it over. I wish he would have raced me with more respect and knowing if he's not going to do anything. I wasn't planning on wrecking him. I was going to move him like the 2 and 21 did, but I don't understand. So just thanks to Powerfline J, TMC, Allstate Peterbilt Group, Pringles for being on the car this weekend, and we'll move on to Phoenix.
With how strong your day was leading 140.
Again, maybe I'm just like not understanding what he's upset with John Hunter for. It seemed like it was just really tough, hard, clean racing. I didn't think that there was anything he should really be upset about. I mean, the only thing, again, that I think he could be upset about is that he's his teammate and he knows that he's already locked in and he's trying to get his teammate in, maybe do the team move and maybe move up the track and let him sneak underneath to try and really get in there and ruffle some feathers with Allgaier, Creed, and Hill at the end. But again, I don't think John Hunter really did anything wrong. He was racing just as hard as everyone else out there was racing, and they were all racing kind of for position and trying to get into that those final 2 playoff spots. But let's listen to what John Hunter told Bob Pockris here earlier today.
Did you talk much to Sammy Smith about last week, or did you not? Or you like, I'm just worried about myself this week?
I've reached out. I've reached out, and that's really all I can say. It sucks that Joe Gibbs Racing doesn't have 2 cars here to try and compete for a championship, and I mean, everyone has, I guess, different views on the situation or whatever it may be. But all in all, I've reached out. I've tried to talk to Sammy, and that's kind of it.
So I think what's really telling there is he says he's reached out. He never said that Sammy Smith responded or they actually had a discussion. It just sounds like Sammy Smith is giving him the cold shoulder here and is really kind of taking that to heart and not really happy with John Hunter. Doesn't even want to talk to him over this past week. So there might be some bad blood out there between Sammy Smith and John Hunter Nemecheck. I mean, this NASCAR Xfinity Series race might be the more entertaining of the two races this weekend. Between them and the Cup Series, because you got all this bad blood between teammates. So it could be quite entertaining here. But let's hear what he has to say at the end here.
Normally, does that concern you at all going into tomorrow? Like, is there anything where you feel like, man, I want to have good relationships with everybody, especially
Yeah, I
my
mean,
teammate going into a race like this?
I mean, you definitely don't want to make enemies, right? We all know Sammy's going to be fast here, and he's going to have a shot to go win the race. It'd be awesome if we can win, but if not, hopefully a JGR car is in victory lane, and if I run second and able to win the championship, that's still success in my opinion.
So
Sammy Smith about that.
so there you have it. He's if Sammy Smith wins and I finish second and we win the championship, that's great. We both win. He wins the race, I win the championship. Pretty professional comments there. I don't really see anything wrong. And again, I'm still kind of perplexed as to why Sammy Smith is so upset at John Hunter Nemecheck. It just doesn't really make any sense to me, but I leave it to you. Maybe you guys can help me out in the comments. Maybe I'm missing something here, but let me know what you thought about John Hunter Nemecheck's response here about what Sammy Smith had to say after the race.